Hi, I'm Jacquelyn Oesterblad. I'm a sophomore at the University of Arizona, studying anthropology and international political economy with a minor in Arabic. And I'm currently studying at the American University in Cairo in Egypt. And I spent the summer before this in Morocco at Kolomolo Arabic Language Center, living with a host family and studying Arabic for 6 hours a day. And so while the FEA Scholarship only technically funded my experiences here in Cairo, it made it possible for me to use other resources and other scholarships for Morocco. So I'd like to thank FEA for making my visit to both countries a possibility and for this entire experience overall. It's been an incredible experience that wouldn't have been possible without the support of FEA. So primarily this video is a thank you, but I'm also supposed to tell you a little bit about what I'm doing here in Egypt. So I guess I want to thank FEA for making it possible for me to be in Egypt right now. It's an incredible time to be here, not to be cliche, but there's literally, history in the making right now. You can feel the change in the air and the anxiety and the hope that comes from that change. There's a joke here that all Egyptians are politicians, that every Egyptian on the street is a politician, and I've seen that manifest. Everyone from the tour guide to the taxi driver feels the need to tell you their opinion on the revolution and the Constitution and the president and the Muslim Brotherhood. And I've just had fantastic opportunities to interact with Egyptians, with regular politician Egyptians and, real politician Egyptians. My professor of political Islam is actually one of 10 members of the Constitutional Advisory Committee, this group of experts that they brought together to guide the parliament that is writing the Constitution, or the Constitutional Committee that is writing the Constitution, because that Constitutional Committee has been politicized and wasn't necessarily chosen for their ability and their to write a constitution and their legal knowledge. And so they have this advisory board that is there to make sure that they know what they're doing, essentially. And my professor is on that advisory board, and so twice a week I can expect to be greeted with a rant about what the Constitutional Committee did this week and what is wrong with it and what is right about it and what we need to be doing. There are debates on the Constitution at the AUC campus in Tahrir that I go to with friends, and Egyptians show up to ask questions and to be a part of the democratic process. I've had the fantastic opportunity here to take a graduate level law course, which is something I could have never done back home. And about half of my class has an Egyptian law degree and is currently working in the judiciary. So I take this law class with Egyptian jurists, and they debate the cases that are becoming incredibly important in Egypt right now, the cases over who can be prosecuted for crimes during the revolution and who can't, and how tightly the rule of law holds during a time of revolution, whether you can suspend parts of the former constitution, whether that constitution is legitimate anymore. So I'm getting to hear these debates about the future of the country firsthand, and they're really interesting to me, and they're really formative, and I want to thank you for making it possible for me to be here to hear them. It's spreading, it's not just about the adults and how they're building this country, but the feeling has spread to the students, and they had a huge protest against the university this year. I didn't have class for 2 weeks, yay, where they were striking, and they shut down the entire campus because the campus is a closed campus with gates. And they shut down the entire campus over their demands for the administration of my university. And the university, in response to try to let people on campus, took down the gates so that they couldn't strike. They couldn't lock the gates, right? And the students went out and bought new gates and installed the gates overnight at 1 a.m. And it was such a showing of, the kind of stubbornness that the Egyptian people have right now. And so it's fantastic to be here and to see the day-to-day work of nation building and the nitty-gritty of democracy and the uncertainty about whether it's going to come to anything in the end, or people are already talking about having a new revolution. It gives me a lot of respect for what we have in America, and a lot of respect for how treacherous that was and how delicate that was and how that was never guaranteed to turn out correctly, and how easy it is for things to go wrong. And I think that's what I've been reflecting on the most, being out of the country for the past 7 months since I left America in May. Just what it means to me to be an American, and how to reconcile with that identity and take responsibility and pride in it at the same time. That it's not, that I shouldn't be ashamed of being an American, but at the same time that I have to take responsibility for that, and do my part to make that mean what I want it to mean, and to never shy away from that, because it's a privilege to be American, and I can't deny that privilege. So that's what this entire thing has been about for me, finding my identity in my home self and finding my ability to, be a part of a community here, or at least, to allow myself to be invited into the community here. That I'm not Egyptian. I can only sit back and watch them fight these fights, but they've been very gracious in allowing me to participate in their conversations, and to watch their conversations, and to invite me into their homes to have meals where we can talk about these kinds of things, which has happened numerous times. Sudanese hospitality, fantastic food, and they just want to talk about what it means to be a democracy. And it's, as a politically minded person, it's been the most fantastic experience in the world. And I just want to thank you for providing the opportunity to me. So thank you a zillion times over. And if you ever want to talk about Egypt and democracy building, I'm here. So thank you.